A beautiful day in the Yarra Valley next to the Rubicon River stream. Not a very big river, they call it a river. New Zealand, we'd call that a little puddle. Only kidding, we have had a drought, let's be fair. Anyway, the reason I'm waxing lyrical about the Yarra Valley is because we're using some wonderful Yarra Valley ingredients. Of course, my favourite, Yarra Valley salmon caviar, which I love. Also from the Yarra Valley dairy, this Persian feta, which is the most beautiful feta that is marinated in oil and herbs, bit of garlic, I think. So what I'm going to do is something really, really simple, a nice sort of brunch dish. I've done it for you before in a similar vein, but I'm getting a little bit excited and adding a few other things today. What I'm talking about is scrambled eggs. Now, we all love scrambled eggs, and today they're going to be even better, because obviously they've got salmon caviar, they've got the fetas going into them. Oh, good stuff. Right, first of all, the eggs. About 5 or 6 eggs, if I can break it open. Didn't want to break that one. Tough shells. Oh yeah, too. Must be the time of the year, and I'll just pull that bit out that I wasn't supposed to drop there. As I said, 5 or 6 is enough for a couple of people. And to that we then add a good slurp of cream. This is not on the day when you're on the diet, Huey. And plenty of freshly ground salt and pepper. And we just whiz that up just with a fork. Don't use a whisk. Don't get your mixer out. The reason being is you just want to aerate it. You can see all those bubbles there that are forming. That's what you want, and you just mix it. See the bubbles there? That means that's aerated, and that's what I want. And then we will just grab some good butter and we'll just throw a little bit of that into the pan. Now I've turned the pan on. You don't want the butter to melt too much, and you don't want the pan to be too hot. So what I'm meaning by that, you don't want the butter to get a bit of colour. That's the secret of scrambled eggs. Do not colour that butter, and even if it doesn't melt completely, don't worry about it. You put the eggs in before it starts to colour. So we're going like that now. As I said, don't worry about the butter. If there's still some left there, it will melt. And then what we do is, as it cooks, we just pull it back from the pan to allow the curds to form. Now I turn it off. See, it's not quite ready, but I turn it off now because it will continue to cook. And the worst thing that people do with scrambled eggs is they overcook the blessed things, and there is nothing worse. And just quickly, which I should have done beforehand, I'll just cut a slice of this bread, throw it on the grill. I knew there was something I was supposed to do. We'll just put it on the grill. Now we just get some of this lovely feta, and we just put a few bits of that. Doesn't matter if there's some of the herbs in it, I don't care, that's fine. We keep on mixing, and we just allow that cheese to melt through those eggs. All right, let's turn the bread. I just want it to have a nice charred flavour. Let's taste these eggs, see how we're going. Wow! Of course I'm not biased, am I? Nah, never be. I'll put that aside because that's the one I use to taste with. We'll whack that on there. Just grab a fresh spoon. Let's just put a decent amount on top of our wonderful charred bread. It is great bread. I presume it's wood fired. It's got that wonderful flavour of the wood through it. And on top of it, as the crowning glory, we then put a generous amount of that salmon caviar. And boys and girls, there is no way in the world I'm going to waste that. That's mine. Can I tell you something? The whole lot's mine. All right, that's all there is to it. Real simple stuff, using really good ingredients. That is the most perfect brunch dish for any special occasion. Trust me.